Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The NFL world is buzzing with what might be the most audacious trade of the season, and it's the Miami Dolphins at the center of the storm, Derrick Henry. The towering back whose presence alone can alter defensive game plans is reportedly heading to Miami in a deal that has fans and analysts alike dropping their jaws. According to insiders, the Dolphins didn't shy away from making sacrifices, sending two of their own standout stars, packing just to secure Henry's talents. The rumor mill is alive with speculation about the precise mechanics of the trade, the motivations behind it, and what it means for the Dolphins' overall strategy. Henry's arrival could fundamentally shift the team's offensive identity, giving them a bruising, unstoppable presence in the backfield that defenses across the league will have to account for. Immediately, meanwhile, the players leaving Miami are said to be experiencing a whirlwind of emotions, caught between shock and understanding of the business side of football. Social media has exploded with reactions, memes, and heated debates, with fans dissecting every possible angle of how this trade will shake up the AFC East. Everyone is asking the same question: is Miami risking too much? Or is this the move that will finally push them to Super Bowl contention? Rumors suggest that the Dolphins front office has been negotiating aggressively behind the scenes for weeks, weighing the cost of acquiring Derrick Henry against the talent they would have to relinquish. While Henry has proven himself as one of the league's premier running backs, capable of carrying a team with his sheer power and consistency, the Dolphins are gambling on whether his presence can catalyze an offense that has shown flashes, but never full dominance. The two stars heading out are reportedly essential pieces in Miami's previous schemes, each bringing unique skills that helped balance the roster. Critics are quick to point out that losing such integral players could create immediate gaps, particularly in areas that fans have come to expect reliability. On the flip side, Henry's addition could serve as the kind of statement move that signals Miami's ambitions, demonstrating that the franchise is willing to swing for the fences. Inside sources hint that the locker room reaction has been mixed, with some teammates exhilarated by the prospect of working alongside a talent like Henry, while others quietly worry about the cohesion and chemistry that might be lost. The trade also raises questions about Miami's draft strategy moving forward, as they might need to fill holes left by departing stars with high draft picks or future trades. Analysts are spinning through every scenario imaginable, debating whether the Dolphins' gamble will pay off in the long run or backfire spectacularly in a very public fashion. The timing of this potential deal adds an extra layer of intrigue to an already heated season, with the Dolphins currently jockeying for positioning in a fiercely competitive division. Adding Derrick Henry could be the jolt they need to break through and assert dominance. However, the risks are glaring: chemistry disruption, salary cap implications, and the potential backlash from fans who love the departing stars could all become narrative threads that dominate media coverage in the coming weeks. The NFL operates in cycles of speculation, hype, and reaction, and a move of this magnitude guarantees the Dolphins a front-row seat in the drama. Insiders hint that the negotiations involved multiple meetings, private calls, and strategic consultations, each step carefully calculated to ensure the deal was justifiable. Yet, whispers in the league suggest that rival teams are closely watching Miami's gamble, some salivating at the chance to exploit any missteps that may arise from a suddenly unbalanced roster. Meanwhile, Henry himself is reportedly enthusiastic about the opportunity, drawn by Miami's climate, coaching staff, and the promise of being the centerpiece of an offense built around his strengths. Social media reactions have ranged from ecstatic memes celebrating Henry's arrival to anxious threads questioning the wisdom of giving up proven talent for a single player. Regardless of his pedigree, the tension surrounding this deal mirrors the unpredictable nature of professional football, where bold moves can either crown a team or haunt them for years to come. Sources familiar with the Dolphins' internal discussions claim that the trade was not taken lightly, with management conducting extensive risk assessments and projections before finalizing any moves. Derrick Henry's impact is well documented: consecutive seasons of over 1,500 rushing yards, multiple game-breaking performances, and a presence that demands double teams every week. Yet, the cost of acquiring such a player is high, and the stars sent away were no slouches themselves. These departing athletes had been foundational in Miami's previous campaigns, contributing leadership, versatility, and the kind of intangible energy that doesn't show up on stat sheets but influences outcomes in subtle, crucial ways. The Dolphins are betting that Henry's singular talent can offset these losses and create an offense that is not only more dynamic but also harder to predict. Rumors indicate that internal debates extended beyond talent evaluation to include locker room morale, coaching philosophy, and even fan perception. Each layer of consideration paints a picture of a franchise willing to gamble heavily on a single transformative piece. Meanwhile, rival executives reportedly watch with a mix of envy and apprehension, recognizing the kind of high-stakes audacity that can reshape a league. If Henry succeeds, Miami may cement itself as a team willing to take bold, defining actions in pursuit of championships. If not, the narrative will quickly turn to critique, dissection, and second-guessing, offering endless fodder for sports media across every platform. While official confirmation remains pending, leaks about the trade have already sparked widespread speculation on podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports blogs, each offering their own interpretation of the motives and implications behind the Dolphins' decision. Analysts dissected every statistical angle, projecting rushing yard increases, potential touchdowns, and even how the offensive line would need to adjust to accommodate a back of Henry's stature. Some pundits argue that Miami is finally embracing a win-now mentality, willing to risk long-term flexibility for immediate dominance, while others caution that the trade could destabilize years of team-building strategies. The players leaving are rumored to have mixed feelings as well, balancing disappointment at leaving Miami with recognition of the professional nature of trades in the NFL. Fans have flocked to social media to voice their opinions, creating a cacophony of excitement, worry, and anticipation. Memes portraying Henry as an unstoppable force, while the departing stars look forlorn, have already gone viral, cementing the deal as a cultural moment even before official announcements. Every corner of the football world seems to be abuzz, from casual observers to die-hard analysts, all trying to forecast whether this bold move will pay dividends or become an example of a franchise overreaching in its ambition. The trade rumor has also reignited debates about Miami's overall philosophy, with insiders hinting that the front office is prioritizing high-impact players over depth, signaling a shift in how they approach roster construction. Derrick Henry represents a unique type of player who can alter the flow of games with a single explosive run, forcing defenses to rethink schemes on every snap. However, relying heavily on one superstar also introduces vulnerabilities, such as injury risk or defensive adjustments that could neutralize his impact. The conversation around this potential deal has spread far beyond Miami, influencing fantasy football predictions, sports betting lines, and even off-season discussions about free agency priorities. The Dolphins, by all accounts, are attempting to make a statement to the league that they are willing to make high-risk, high-reward moves to chase a Super Bowl. Internally, the coaching staff is reportedly mapping out how to integrate Henry into the existing playbook, while minimizing disruption to team chemistry, a delicate balance that will be scrutinized by every analyst with a microphone. Meanwhile, the players leaving are already subjects of speculative trade rumors themselves. As other teams consider whether acquiring them could offer immediate benefits, fans are divided, some celebrating the arrival of Henry as the missing piece, others mourning the departure of players they grew attached to. And the drama surrounding Miami's bold maneuver continues to dominate every sports conversation, ensuring that this story will not fade anytime soon. Speculation surrounding Derrick Henry's potential debut with the Dolphins has reached a fever pitch, with insiders suggesting that practices and training sessions are already being subtly influenced by the anticipation of his arrival. Coaches are reportedly reorganizing drills to optimize Henry's involvement, evaluating offensive line adjustments, blocking schemes, and even tempo changes that could maximize his bruising running style. Sources indicate that teammates are both excited and apprehensive, knowing that integrating a player of Henry's caliber will inevitably shift roles and responsibilities across the roster. Meanwhile, the stars who were traded away are said to be fielding calls from other teams, exploring opportunities to continue their careers in environments where they can make immediate impacts. Fans are split across social media, some envisioning Miami finally dominating the AFC East with a ground game that no team can match, others fretting over whether the roster sacrifices were too steep for a single superstar. Fantasy football analysts are already recalibrating rankings, projecting touchdowns and yardage with Henry as the centerpiece, while sports journalists speculate on whether the Dolphins' gamble could redefine their identity. For years to come, in every discussion, one theme persists: boldness, risk, and potential reward, as Miami attempts to reshape expectations, excite its fan base, and send a clear message to the league about its championship ambitions. Knowing that the outcome remains uncertain until Henry steps onto the field and proves his worth, rumors about the financial implications of the trade have fueled additional speculation, with salary cap analysts debating whether the Dolphins' front office has truly calculated the long-term costs of securing Derrick Henry's contract, combined with the potential loss of salary flexibility from trading away to established stars, raises questions about the team's ability to maneuver in future free agency periods. Insiders claim that management has considered this carefully, betting that the immediate boost to the offense outweighs potential future constraints. Critics, however, argue that this could lead to a precarious situation if injuries, underperformance, or unforeseen circumstances arise, leaving the team vulnerable and underprepared. Meanwhile, fans continue to create elaborate scenarios online, simulating game outcomes, drafting mock season schedules, and predicting how Henry's presence could alter playoff odds. The two departing stars are also being analyzed in this context, as commentators weigh how their skills, leadership, and on-field production will be replaced, if at all. Rival teams reportedly monitor these developments with keen interest, noting that any misstep could provide an opportunity to exploit Miami's sudden roster imbalance. Inside the Dolphins' locker room, sources suggest there is cautious optimism. The excitement surrounding Henry's arrival is palpable, yet players remain acutely aware of the responsibility to integrate a superstar while maintaining cohesion. All eyes remain on Miami, as every move, reaction, and comment fuels the swirling narrative of this blockbuster rumor. Still with us? Then show some love, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? Speculation extends beyond the Dolphins themselves, with league analysts predicting the ripple effects Derrick Henry could create across the NFL. Teams in the AFC East are reportedly scrambling to adjust their defensive schemes in anticipation, acknowledging that Henry's combination of size, speed, and power demands serious tactical changes. Patriots, Jets, and Bills defensive coordinators are said to be holding emergency meetings, exploring linebacking adjustments, safety coverage modifications, and defensive line strategies specifically designed to contain a back who can dominate games on his own. Meanwhile, the media continues to dissect the trade, with podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports blogs offering endless speculation, statistics, and heated debate. Fans have taken to social media in droves, creating hypothetical matchups, performance charts, and highlight reels imagining Henry tearing through opposing defenses in a Dolphins uniform. The two stars who left are being analyzed in parallel, with commentators discussing whether their absence will create exploitable weaknesses in Miami's secondary or receiving corps. Even casual observers are caught up in the excitement, sharing memes, predictions, and opinions as if they were part of the front office's inner circle. Every new leak or insider hint is dissected, debated, and amplified, creating a self-perpetuating storm of rumor and anticipation that has transcended standard sports coverage. If Derrick Henry lands in Miami, the effects will be immediate, profound, and likely to dominate headlines, fantasy leagues, and fan discussions for the remainder of the season. The human element of the trade has also become a focal point in the ongoing conversation, with sources describing the emotional landscape among players, coaches, and fans. Derrick Henry is said to be motivated, eager to join a team that views him as a centerpiece, and determined to prove that the Dolphins' gamble is justified. Conversely, the stars who were traded away reportedly feel a mixture of disappointment and understanding, recognizing that football is a business, and trades of this magnitude are sometimes inevitable. Within Miami, locker room dynamics are shifting as veterans adjust to new roles, responsibilities, and leadership expectations. Coaches are reportedly focusing on team-building exercises, communication drills, and chemistry-enhancing initiatives to ensure the transition is smooth, while analysts predict that the first few games could reveal whether the integration of Henry truly strengthens the Dolphins or introduces unforeseen friction. Fans are deeply engaged, their reactions ranging from ecstatic support to anxious skepticism, creating a cultural conversation that permeates forums, bars, and social media feeds alike. Fantasy football enthusiasts are recalculating stats, media personalities are revising rankings, and rival teams continue plotting strategies that could counteract Miami's potentially transformed offense. The trade, already a headline-grabbing rumor, has become more than just a transaction. It's a narrative about ambition, risk, and the unpredictable human dynamics that make professional football endlessly compelling and endlessly debated, drawing attention far beyond the standard sports pages. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!